there's people who are big scholars, they're talking about Rajab and Rajab, and they're saying, Miraj, they're saying there's no, like discouraging people, saying there's no proof in the Quran and Sunnah to pray in these nights. And it's like, why would you discourage people from praying?
Because
from
they don't have
together?
enough faith. If they have enough faith, they say, this is honoring who? Prophet ﷺ. If they have enough faith, they say, we should celebrate, we should give thanks to Allah about the Prophet ﷺ. Not wait one time a year, 5 times a year. Every week we should. Shaykh Afandi used to say, if every day you celebrate Mawlid of the Prophet ﷺ, every day, as if it is his birthday, you're not doing too much. Why are we not doing too much? Because Allah is praising that one. If Allah praise, if the angels praise, it is better than this whole creation praising the Prophet, including angels and prophets, being seen and unseen from the beginning of time to post-eternity. They cannot equal to one praise of Allah giving to the Prophet. Even if we spend our whole lives giving salawats, nothing but salawats, now people are going to say, oh, he's saying don't pray, just give salawats. Just to give salawats, of course you do everything that is obligation, it is still not too much. There's no such thing as too much. So those ones who are trying to discourage people, these are the times when you should encourage them in whatever capacity to honor the Prophet, to love the Prophet, to love the awliya Allah, to make any kind of worship to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Any excuse, worship. Especially these days, everywhere you turn, it is nothing but things that is angering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, pulling His anger. Everything. Everything. They used to ask Shaykh Maulana when he goes through the customs in the UK, this was back in the 80s, 70s and 80s. Why are you coming here? He says, to bring down kufr. Every time, to bring down kufr. They laugh at him, he laughs. But it is true, that is our aim. Now they say, don't even use the word kufr. It's not right. Open the curtains. We don't go around saying, hey, kafir, hey, kafir. We don't go around saying that. Of course we don't. We live in this. We know better. We have intelligence. Those who don't have intelligence should turn this off and don't listen to this. Go watch your videos and your Instagrams and your TikTok. Those who have some intelligence, sit down. Those who want to be challenged, we will challenge you. Because in that challenging, you must break every idea that you have in order to get new ideas. Better understanding. If you're still holding on to your understanding, you will not make progress. And after a while, you start worshipping your own understanding to say this is above everything else. They don't have enough faith. If they have enough faith, they will say, it's okay. Not 5 times a year, 5 nights a year, every night. Every night they're going to make a big deal about it. At least every Friday and Thursday night. Friday, every Jummah, they're going to make a big deal about it. And every night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descends. Right? So, they learn from the enemies of faith how to argue so much. Yeah, any proof? You have proof that you exist? Well, Allah. Never mind, leave those, inshallah. But the important thing for us now is to approach this night not as a businessman. We become very capitalist. Don't underestimate the kind of ideology that they put in every country. It will go into your Islam. If you live in a socialist state, there are traces, not traces, strong influence of that color of socialism in your Islam. If you belong to a capitalist state, same. Communist, same. If you belong to a, liberal, same. It will go into your practice, your Islam, your thinking will be very liberal too. Which is why we're holding on now to the faith of the awliya Allah that is according to Isnad. It's not according to this or that, or the people who are under the employment of the state and the system. We're looking for those who are outside of that system. Not those ones who say we are hired by this, we go to this conference and we are advisor to this one and this one. No, we stay away from that. That's why we're here. That's why it's not so popular. You want to be famous, you come here, you're not going to be famous. But you'll be very well known amongst the angels and saints. That you'll be very well known. But this dunya, I cannot promise you. I don't want to promise you. We're not here for the dunya. So, now, for the ragaib, we cannot approach the ragaib. Oh, okay, you recite this much, you can get this much. You want your risk to open, you recite. That where is your ubudiyah? Where is your servanthood? You're not being a servant. You're trying to become a businessman, a goblin. You're trying to make, I do this, I'm going to get this much. What is? Like I said before, we worship Allah following the words. Not that we are doing it, but following the words of the awliyas. We worship as they heard from the Prophet ﷺ, because Allah deserves to be worshipped. We worship because we want the pleasure of Allah, not our pleasure. So many people worship to get their own pleasure. If they don't get the pleasure, they will not worship. Okay, Yani, you can be like that when you are a teenager, when you're 20 years old, maybe even 30, but something must shift when you're 40 years old. You cannot say, this is subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're going to make deal with him? Since when? Then we become those ones that Allah warned us, that the Prophet says we are going to be, so stay away from that, to be like the Jews and the Christians in the last days. Even if they enter into a lizard's hole, the whole nation will be like that. And look around, we have become that. No difference now. Everybody says, let's embrace, let's become one world order. No difference. Same. Abrahamic religions. The religion of Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salam is Islam. But people say, shh, you make everyone else uncomfortable. Subhanallah. Ottoman said that. People didn't become uncomfortable. People became very comfortable. Everyone within their realm became very comfortable. The whole world was in balance. When they stopped that, now you see the whole world is burning. It's comfortable for the shaitans, of course. Alhamdulillah. But people are waking up. If they want to wake up, they wake up. If they want to wake up, that's it. Up to you. Okay. But our aim is to worship, but more than just worshipping. Dawood came just now. He's saying, I'll be lost without you. I said, I'll be lost without this. I'll be completely lost. And to just sit down and say, Allah, Allah, shukr ya Rabbi, I'll be lost without you. Allah, Allah, thank you, Ya Prophet, I'll be lost without you. That is knowledge enough. That will make you to become very beloved to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not acquiring knowledge, you understand? You know so much Quran, you know so much Hadith, you end up just arguing 24 hours saying, I'm right, you are wrong. Check those ones out. All they want is titles. I'm Mufti this, I'm Qadi this, I'm this and this. And what do in these days of social media? They want to be a persona there. They want to just have debates and just to prove themselves. What? Why? Your job is to save yourself. Once you start saving yourself, people will come around and say, how you save yourself? Like this. So he's saying, shukr. And I say, if you sit down, you just say, Allah, Allah. I can breathe, Ya Rabbi. So many, they cannot even breathe. Allah, Allah, shukr, Ya Rabbi. I have Islam, Ya Rabbi. Shukr, shukr. Not to say, yeah, so what, I have Islam. There's so many coming into Islam. So what, I have Islam. So what? They don't care for these things. And then their heart starts pulling them towards dunya. Because religion doesn't give them that satisfaction anymore. Because their religion is like a coat they just put on that they can take off. It doesn't reach to the throat. It never will reach to their heart. There's a word for that, you know. It's called munafiq. And then when that doesn't satisfy their heart, and one of the reasons why it doesn't satisfy their heart is because they don't remember Allah. They don't make zikrullah. And the proper way, not to do it with their ego too. Then now they try to fill it up with everything that the world has to offer. They're going to put it in and put it in. But never satisfaction is going to come. We are living in the last days. Last days. Every sign is showing. But you go to every Muslim country now, it's on the up and up and up. It's like, it's not last days. The word, if you say last days, they will hate you. They say these are new days, bruh. Fresh days, beautiful days, days filled with hope. We can build this city and this city and this city. Those who are aspiring to be all those cities, all their cities are turned to trash, number one. And number two, don't we learn this already? Oh, so you read the Quran, you have Hafiz. You have madrasas, you have tahfiz of Qurans, but it doesn't enter through it doesn't pass your throat, it doesn't come to your heart. You don't know, you don't take any lesson from the Quran Karim. How many cities Allah has destroyed? How many people Allah has destroyed? How we are behaving in this world, Muslim and non-Muslim, believer and unbeliever, this is pleasing to our Creator? No one can say it is. No one can say. If anything, 20 years ago was much better than it is now. 20 years ago, we may say early 2000s, oh. Certain things are clear. Now everything is darkness, dukhan. Now you see everything is dark. Same. Both sides are evil. Left side is evil, right side is evil. Evil on top, evil in the bottom. Where are you going to run? You cannot. Don't think that those ones who are implicated with that shaitan on that island is only limited to unbelievers. They haven't opened the file about the Muslims who are implicated in that. Of course they have to. You think that's the only one? There's so many like that, operatives like that is not open. But Shaykh Maulana and Shaykh Afandi is saying this all their lives, nobody listens, nobody cares. Even those who are around him, they go there just for an adventure, to see karamat with the Shaykh, just to be with international crowd, because he knows this person, Ya Allah. So, step by step, if you hold on, if you are fulfilling your promise, if you don't betray, those ones Allah loves. Those ones we want to be. Inshallah. As you like. We are just speaking what we learned from our Shaykh. Keep it strong in your heart, inshallah. Live your life. Have families. Work. Be in this world, but don't put the world in your heart. Be careful. These words first for me, and then for others who want to listen. Assalamu alaikum.